Alrighty, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and we're back to take a second look at a mobile game here today known as Skatelander, and this is done by a group called Underdog Studios out of India, if I remember correctly, and they just recently partnered with some folks in order to bring it to the Android platform, not just the stingy iPhone platform with their iPads and their Steve Jobs and their App Store, and now you can play it on all of your Android devices, or in my case, on my Nexus 5 smartphone. And Skatelander, for those who aren't familiar with it, it's kind of like an endless runner game, or an endless, like, obstacle avoidance game, with a skateboarding twist, because you're on, like, some sort of weird voxel highway, probably on south of Florida, where you gotta go between, like, the mainland and the Florida Keys. And your adoring public is here to see you do sweet, delicious flips and tricks and junk while you skate on this under construction highway full of like old people and whatever that kind of weird door is and money. God knows we like the dollars. And also there's random biplanes. So as a part of being released to Android, they've also gone ahead and added a whole bunch of new stuff to this game. Now, Skatelander is a game that's primarily supported by the use of ads or the purchase of in-game currency so that you can purchase like skins and costumes and alternate characters and skateboards and sweet tricks and flips and junk that can accent your ability to play the game, or in this case, if you screw up a couple of times, you can pay some of the in-game currency in order to rewind time briefly so that you can avoid that obstacle that just smooshed you in the face so that you can go even further. And the main goal, of course, is to go as far as possible because, gosh, I mean, your fans want to see you do those sweet tricks all day, man. You can't just leave them hanging. You gotta do that triple ollie gobble blapsel front flip thing. So they have a couple new features that are kind of immediately apparent. They've got new obstacles that you can encounter as you skateboard along here. There's different variances in the procedurally generated terrain. There's different sets of old people and doors like right there. There's all kinds of gook. And there's like a different couple of places that the older gentleman, who is just seemingly walking in the middle of the ocean, can appear as he crosses the street, and you've got to avoid him. And see, here you go. You've got like some trees that can appear in the middle of the street as I pass my previous best distance. So they've added some new content, some new general content, and they've also added a whole bunch of new characters that go along with this game. Let's see, let's find a good spot to do a sick flip going forward here. There's a good spot for a flip. There we go. Oh, what is this? Who just leaves boxes in the roads, construction workers? This is why we can't have nice things. Larry has spent all of his cash to bribe you into letting me just keep skateboarding through your stuff, man. What is the dealio, Fofilio? This is just an OSHA hazard waiting to happen. So, I like what's going on here, although some of these different areas in these levels, they do make my Android, my Nexus 5, which isn't too old of a smartphone, it makes it a little bit framey. You know, the frame rate while I'm exporting to HDMI to record these isn't always, you know, the top-notchest thing, but it is a little bit low at different points. So, once you've completed a couple runs, you can, just like in, say, the game Crossy Road, because this kind of has some inspiration from Crossy Road, you can swipe on this casino machine in order to win coins, and if you get enough coins, you can enter them into the Charactertron 9000 and get a new character, which can sometimes change the way the game looks. So let's see here. Let's hit play again, and let's hit this character. So here we go. We got all these characters you can select from. I'm currently playing as Skate Man, the man who kind of looks like Batman if Batman threw, like, skateboards at people to anger his parents and to use up their liability insurance, but you can be a giant piece of poop, or a bulldog, or Dragon Master who's totally not like a Kung Fu Master from Kill Bill, random Al Cash Spree guy, a fighter boar, an astronaut, and depending on which characters, like this mummy character here, can change the way the game looks, so it's like suddenly you're skateboarding through Egypt. I think I had another default character that I had unlocked that you start the game with. Let's take a look. Here he is, Mac. There we go. Come here, Mac. We're gonna do the thing. And you can also unlock different skateboards if you want to, like, I don't know, ride a board that looks like a frosted piece of carrot cake. You can buy a pack of a bunch of different, like, sick, delicious flips that you can... Oh, you can actually, like, unlock it with... Oh, look at that. You can actually, like, preview them. Oh, that's nice. And that's like 800 of the in-game dollars. So you have a bunch of stuff you can unlock in this game, although I wanted to use Mac to here. Hold on, let's smash our face into here. I wanted to use that Mac character when we went on our adventure. Why did it... Come here. Come here. Select Mac. I need... No, Skate Man. I know you want to be fancy, Skate Man. Just settle down. Here we go. We will use Mac. There we go. It doesn't look like there's much difference between Skate Man and Mac, so we'll try and win enough dollars to show you guys how that reward system works, and then we can potentially unlock a super cool new character if we can stop doing 6 sweet ollies into cars. I mean, I know it looks cool on paper when you're watching the X Games, but, you know, it's bad for the car insurance. You land on the car hood, and the car's window is cracked, and you've got a sprained ankle, and possibly a concussion. We are just smacking our faces into everything today. You get like a sprained ankle and a concussion, and then like there goes all your health insurance, and then you gotta like work a second job to pay for your sweet, slick skateboarding stunts. It gets really... Oh, we're just having a hell of a time here today. It gets really expensive really fast. You gotta be careful. So the alternate way that you can earn in-game currency, if you're feeling a little stuck and you don't really want to grind out that extra game currency, you might notice there's not a lot of ads going on here, and that's because if you really want to watch ads to get extra in-game currency without having to spend your dollars, you can just click that TV there and watch like a 30-second advertisement, and then they'll give you 20 to like 40 of the in-game currency for you to spend. And I think that's actually not too bad. Like, this is a game where it's pretty much 100% free. You can earn in-game currency by just playing the heck out of it, and then you don't really... Oh, this framiness that I'm getting when I record is not helping me out here. You can get plenty of in-game currency so that you can buy whatever you want. You can get new characters through the character randomizer that gives you a random character for 100 in-game dollars. Or you can just buy currency for up to $15 and just bypass all of the annoying gameplay. Because sometimes this game can spawn you in like an endless cycle of terrain that you just can't get past. Sometimes you get a little bit stuck. So that's understandable, but 90% of this game is 100% free. So not having to really watch a single ad to play this game, to keep yourself entertained, that's pretty good. I like that in a game. Because I'm used to games being really in your face about all the flippin' ads, you know? Like, a lot of the ones I've been playing lately, they practically hijack your screen and force you to watch ads that you can't skip, you can't get rid of, you are forced to sit there and listen to them. There's just nothing that you can do. And that's not really that great for people. That really annoys people. It really does. So it's nice when a game doesn't do that, and Skatelander really doesn't force you to spend any money or to watch a single ad if you don't want to. And when the goal of these games is to make money in some capacity, that's a very rare thing to see, and I like it. So that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy Skatelanders, despite the fact that it's really maddening and kind of frustrating at times to get some distance going. My next free reward is in like 5 minutes, but what I might do is I might just go ahead and watch a couple of ads when I pause my little recording and come back when we have enough delicious in-game cash so that we could buy ourselves a new character to preview what that is like. Now, while we're going through here, there are a couple things that I think could probably use a little work still. Even though, like, it's not unusual for a game not to run super stellar right out of the starting gate on a new platform, I am getting a little bit of a few frame drops when stuff is going on in the background of Skatelander, like when those boats go past, when there's a lot of different terrain obstacles spawning in front of me. And I also, like, end up clipping some things that seem like I shouldn't. Some of the hitbox detection can be a little bit wonky, so a little bit of performance optimization post-Android launch would be nice. Some of the terrain can get kind of samey, so, like, if possible, you know, in the future, it would be cool to get some additional maps we could play on. Like, you know, if you go certain distance, you can unlock different terrain. Like, instead of on a highway, maybe we can be, like, surfing. That would be cool. You could, like, avoid dolphins and boats and stuff. Or what else could you do? There's, like, sand surfing. You could really pick any old sport, like snowboarding, and you could take us to a mystical, snowy wonderland where we have to, like, avoid what looks like a throwback to the Yeti from Ski Free. You remember that game? Where, like, there's that Yeti that runs down through the trees that you have to avoid, that tries to eat your face? That'd be cool if we could avoid the Ski Free Yeti. I'd be all over that. Man, that sounds great. So let me just pause this real fast, and I'll get some in-game currency, and we will check out what it looks like when you get an extra character. Alrighty, so I went ahead and grabbed 112 in-game fun bucks, or Skateland bucks, Skater bucks, and we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a character. So we've got 100 bucks. We put them in the machine, and it 3D prints us a living creature, in this case a underdog bulldog, and now we have a new character that we can play around with on the screen. Unfortunately, I didn't really have a lot of luck getting any characters that change the way the game looks fundamentally, but they do exist. Like the cowboy kind of takes you to the Old West, and there's like kind of like a ballerina and some other characters, and even one that takes you kind of like to what you would imagine like medieval China or Japan would look like. Now, one thing that you can see that this bulldog has now is he's got like a cool like trick thing he does where as he's skating along, he can like hold up his sign and be like, yeah, I got a cool call sign. I got like I throw up a picture of myself because I'm fancy. You know, some guys do like they jump up in the air and spin around, or they flex their muscles. There's all kinds of characters in here, like, what's one character? Let me show you. It's basically like the muscle guy from Epic Mealtime. There's a lot of references in this game, like here's death, and there's a skeleton, and a zombie, there's a cat. I think this is actually Grumpy Cat over here. Scary Cat, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Grumpy Cat. And then what else have we got in here? Here it is, Johnny Nova. I think this is supposed to be John, or that Johnny guy from Epic Mealtime. And these you can just straight up buy for $1, or like, here's like what the prices are. You can get 100 coins for $1, 250 for $1.99, or you can get up to like 2,000 coins for $15. But, you know, I always thought, like, if you're gonna charge people upwards of $20 for stuff inside of a free game, I mean, I'm fine with it on some level, because you don't actually have to pay for any of this game. All of this is free and barely ad-supported. If you don't really want to look at ads, you don't have to. But at the same time, like, those are some pretty steep prices for in-game content. Like, there's a gajillion, like, in-game characters that you can unlock. So, like, I don't know, would that $15 even cover all existing characters? What if you wanted to keep playing this game in the future? I mean, I think when you get to paying like $15 to $20 for stuff inside of a free game, maybe they should just offer like an unlocked version of this game where you can play it without an internet connection and you don't have to worry about spending more money on it ever. Like, you know, I think for $15 you could just get a version of this game where you get more of the in-game currency by just participating in the levels and just by completing like longer and longer distances, so that you don't really need to feel like you need to be nickeled and dimed or anything like that, you know? But other than that, you know, I think it's a pretty good game. I'm having a little bit of trouble doing the stuff with the things on a smaller screen than I was on my iPad when I recorded this game before. So if you'd like to check out what some of the rest of the stuff looks like, I will link to that video in the description, my previous video of Skatelander when it came out for iOS. But I think this is a game if you're a fan of endless runner type games, if you're a fan of skateboarding games that don't really require you to do an odd assortment of goofy tricks all the time, that can be quite challenging and quite frustrating at times, Skatelander, probably the game for you. It's got good sounds, it's got pretty good art. Some of these obstacles, I will admit, are a tad nonsensical, but they are what they are. I mean, you gotta have a challenge somewhere. And why not random trees and boards and lifty cover things on a street? I mean, it's a video game. What do you want from me? It's not supposed to make sense. That man is selling candy. He's selling candy on a freeway. Is Larry really the crazy person? I mean, really. So yeah, there'll be links in the description to check this game out. It is actually launching the day after I record this. I think it's actually launching today on Wednesday, but it could be tomorrow on Thursday. I forget what the email said, but once it's up and publicly available, I will have links in the description. Never you fear. So until next time, I've been your host, Larry. This has been Skatelander, and I will catch you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And, you know, if you got a cool mobile game that just came out and you don't see a lot of people playing it so you can get a feel for what the gameplay is like, let old Larry know. I would be more than happy to boot it up and see if there's a possible video or video series to do, because, like, heck, I even did a series on Stormfall, Rise of Blur once upon a time, and that game, I didn't even think that I could make a series out of that, but Larry found a way. And I guess people liked it, because people watched the shit out of those videos. Like, way more than other videos that I put a lot more work into. So I guess that just goes to show you that YouTube can be a fickle creature. So make sure to check out those links in the description if this is a game that you might be interested in. Like, because I mean, who doesn't want to do sweet old dog flip tricks on a skateboard? And you, oh shit, I fell off the world. But yeah, so toodles guys and gals and pan-dimensional pug demons.